I think most of you know, my name is Dr. Mark Madsen. I'm superintendent of schools here in the Parkland School District. Once again, we want to welcome everyone. Interestingly enough, the very first two people to arrive this morning ended up sitting way up in the top. And the whole auditorium was empty for quite a while, but I think they wanted a little bit better view up there. So once again, we want to welcome everyone. We've got a few different things planned for this morning before you head back to your buildings. Once again, welcome. We're going to get everything started right now.
I think a long time ago, when I was younger, one of the things that really impacted me. I think a long time ago, when I was younger, one of the things that really impacted me was the influence that adults had in my life. Teachers, coaches, parents, friends' parents, people really had a huge impact. And as I was growing up, I realized pretty quickly that I think I would be able to do the same thing. You know, moving across years in education, I found myself in leadership positions. And I can tell you right now that I can see every day, we have over 10,000 students here in Parkland School District. And I get to go around to every school and see the impact that our teachers and our staff are having with our kids. And I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
I love the greater good of helping kids. Hardworking staff, Parkland teachers, I'm always so proud of them. They're just amazing in everything they do. We give them something new and they take it and make it even better. So I'm excited for them to come back. I'm excited to feel the energy and I'm excited to be a part of it.
As a member of the Trojan Pack, we'd be so excited for you guys to come out to support all of our teams. I'm so excited to see you guys and I'm so excited to learn so many new things this year.
Yeah, I'm excited for the school year, especially with the teachers, all the teachers that helped me out the past 3 years, about to go to my 4th year. About to meet some new teachers and can't wait to make a connection with them.
Hey, coming back into the school year this year, let's make it legendary together. Let's have a great year.
I think it's so important to remember that every day we have an opportunity to make an impact on the lives of everybody around us, and every day you are making a positive impact on students and staff alike, and we really just appreciate everything that you do.
You really made it through quite a competitive process to be in the Parkland School District. 700 applications. The administration interviewed 300 individuals, and when we're all done, we will have filled about 70 positions. It's a long, arduous, competitive process, and you were selected to be part of this team. And we couldn't be more thrilled that you're joining our mission here in the Parkland School District. So congratulations to all of you.
To all the teachers I've had and am going to have, we as students really appreciate all of your hard work.
We know that you guys are giving us so much support throughout the school year, helping us with everything that we do, all the activities we're doing, supporting us and making us feel like we're students learning new things every day. So I just want to say thank you.
I'm really excited to go to second grade.
You know, 25 years ago, when my wife and I got married and we started to have the conversation about when we start a family, where do we want those kids to go? It was actually really easy because we knew we wanted our kids to be in the Parkland School District. So fast forward 25 years, I now have a rising sophomore, I have a rising sixth grader, and we've had the Parkland experience. And here's what I can tell you. Choosing Parkland for our children was one of the best decisions we have ever made because of the people. And that's been backed up. I had heard about it 25 years ago. We've had the opportunity to live it today. You know, when I think back to having the opportunity to do convocation, I remember being in the middle of the gym just right after COVID a number of years ago. One of the questions that I ask you, I want to ask you again today. What will you do on day one that has our kids, my children, no pressure, and other parents' children, what will you do on day one that has our kids running back on day two? Because when I think about them getting off the bus next week after that first day of school, I'm not looking for it's standard 2.46B that I'm gonna work on this year. Listen, I get that stuff's important. I want them to love school. I want them to be excited about this year. I want them to have a teacher like you that loves and cares about them. And when they come home, they're gonna come home thinking this is gonna be one of the best years yet. My friends, as a parent and as an educator, I wanna remind you of your impact, because that's the opportunity that you get. Do you recognize this year you have the opportunity to spark things in our children that they will then do for their careers? You have the opportunity to get that child that's coming into that first day so nervous and so anxious, so excited, and then at the end of the year so sad that they have to walk away to go to somebody else the following year because they're gonna miss you. I wanna remind you of your impact. We can do it because we have to, or we can do it because we get to. And one of the things that I love about Parkland is you recognize you get to. You get to be part of the greatest district, not just in the state of Pennsylvania, but in the entire nation. And my friends, thank you for the impact that you have. Make that first day count, build those relationships. And on behalf of the parents in this great district, thank you for what you do each and every day. Go get it this year, my friends. I'll see you around.
So the facilities department this summer had 155 summer staff who worked close to 35,000 hours alongside our custodians to get the buildings prepped and ready for next week. Several of our buildings across the district have had summer construction projects that they're wrapping up this week just in time to welcome our students back. The technology department prepped 800 new Chromebooks for our incoming 9th grade students, collected over 1,600 Chromebooks from last year from our 8th graders and our graduates, and spent the summer doing repairs and refurbishments for spare parts and deployment for our kindergarten programs. Our faculty and support staff welcomed over 900 students to our campuses for various camps, summer school, extended school year, summer enrichment, over 9 weeks, working collectively close to 7,000 hours. Transportation department transported close to 100 students to and from school for our extended school year programs for our special ed students, collectively driving over 5,000 hours. The Office of Teaching and Learning facilitated professional development with over 600 staff participants participating in summer academies and another 500 plus participants in our technology summer academies. The summer marked the first ever summer feeding program. Our host site, Ironton Elementary School, served as the location which they distributed over 16,000 meals to over 300 students and families over the summer. We were able to receive a grant from Giant Food Stores to help offset the cost of those meals for our families who were not otherwise eligible for free reduced lunches, which allowed all families to receive those meals at no cost to them all summer long. Our new central registration department registered over 1,000 new students since opening their doors at the new Education and Operations Center in July. Our human resource department hired and onboarded over 70 plus new staff members. And our business office rolled over our salary and absence rates for all of our 1,500 plus staff. During the summer, we had close to 600 plus staff working full-time and part-time across the district. And our accounts payable department processed over 35 payments to our vendors from the last day of school through just this week. And finally, our Office of Communication and Community Engagement launched an updated logo and our new mascots that you'll see across the district for the start of the new school year. The rebranding effort brings a fresh, modern aesthetic while honoring Parkland's rich tradition of our Parkland PM book. Although summer is a time to take a pause and reflect on the school year that ended in June, our staff got right to work preparing for your return today. As we begin this new school year, we're ready to set sail on a new journey together. Just like any great voyage, this one will be filled with opportunities for growth and for learning. Each one of you plays a vital role in navigating the path ahead and ensuring our students have a smooth and successful trip. We are ready to build on last year's incredible work and continue creating a supportive learning environment for every student in the Parkland School District. Thank you to each and every one of you for everything you do for our district every day. Now, it's my honor to introduce a truly dedicated leader who has been the cornerstone of our district. Serving on the board for over 27 years, as president for 5 terms, vice president for 4 terms, countless committees, his unwavering commitment and passion for our students and our staff have guided us through so much growth and change over the years. With his final term coming to a close in November, please join me in welcoming our board president, Rob Cohen.
Thank you, Leslie. Good morning, everyone. It's my honor to be here and my privilege to speak to you. It's wonderful to see you all gathered as we begin another exciting school year in Parkland School District. Together, we serve 10,000 students who come to us not only to learn academics, but to also grow through the arts, athletics, and the so many incredible opportunities that this district offers our kids. Before we look ahead, I want to pause and express deep gratitude to the people who worked tirelessly over the summer. Our custodial and maintenance teams, along with our ground crews and a variety of our community's contractors, ensured that our buildings were cleaned, repaired, painted, and prepared for the school year ahead. Their hard work often goes unseen, but it makes a visible difference every single day. To our cafeteria staff, our playground aides, bus drivers, administrative assistants, all of our support staff, you are the first and the last faces our students see every day, and your care and dedication sets the tone for a safe and welcoming environment. Thank you for the role that you play in shaping our students' daily experience. This year brings many exciting changes. New curriculum, new technology, new buses, new personnel, and most striving to provide the very best for the children that we serve. To our teachers and professional staff, you are the heart of everything that we do. Whether in the classroom, on the stage, on the field, or in countless other ways, you inspire our children to achieve more than they ever thought possible. As we begin this school year, I encourage all of us to keep in mind that we are one team. Every role in this district matters. Together, we create conditions for students to thrive. Together, we ensure that Parkland remains a place where every child can discover their strengths and develop their talents. And together, we help our kids achieve their fullest potential. On behalf of the Parkland School District Board of Directors, representing the highest hopes and aspirations of our Parkland community, I thank you for your dedication, for your passion, for your commitment to our students. Let's make this year one of our best. Thank you very much.
Good morning once again. Customarily, I usually try to just get some of the thank yous up front. There may be a few at the end as well. But first of all, how about, can we get just a round of applause for our marching band, please? Mr. LaRue right there, so thank you very much for having them join us this morning. Also, thank you not only to Rob Cohen, our school board president, but our school board here in Parkland. We have a few members that I do want to introduce really quickly. So we have Carol Fasciano, school board member. Thank you. Chris Parada, school board member. Annette Wilcox, school board member. And then Mr. Cohen. Your presence here demonstrates your continued commitment to our students and our staff. Thank you for being here. Of course, I want to thank also our team of administrative assistants down at the Ad Center, specifically Jess Faught, Chris Chenworth, and Jessica Miller. So we have a million Jesses now. So I have to, one's Jess, one's Jessica, and so on and so forth. But they really keep us straight. So really appreciate their work to get us ready for today. Certainly, I know I see some of our buildings and grounds folks. I know I saw Mr. Oakes and Mr. Troutman. Thank you to our facilities and operations department. Again, Leslie mentioned a few things about just getting ready for the school year and the continued work all school year. Thank you for that, and thank you for many of you being here this morning. And certainly to our food service department, Leslie did speak about the summer feeding program, which was just absolutely amazing. It's unfortunate that we do see a need across our district, and they were able to put that together literally in a few weeks and run that through the whole summer. And thank you for having some coffee for us this morning. Special thank you to Nicole Magala and Renee Andras. Again, a lot of what you see, any of the graphics, images, organization that we have, there's so many different pieces of the puzzle to make an event like this, and then also certain things that happen throughout the school year. And Nicole in her office and Renee helping Nicole has just been unbelievable for us as we moved into this year. You're going to hear a little bit from Liz Moyer and Sandy Gackenbach a little bit later, and we want to thank them and certainly all of the staff for continued support, and we work so well together on behalf of our students here. And anyone else that I've probably missed a few people for helping us put this together. Now last year we did change it up a little bit, and we got some feedback through that. If you remember, maybe a week before we began our welcome back, we sent out a message to say, hey, we're going to actually cancel this morning's procedures and give you some time back in your room. So we certainly are not afraid to change it up and mix things up a little bit to keep everybody on their toes. But one of the things that we did here also was that although that time is very valuable, it's probably the most valuable thing that we can give our staff is time. One of the things that we did here was that people do appreciate and like to see some of their colleagues maybe that they won't see for a while, some of the camaraderie to get together and be here. So we wanted to bring back the more traditional approach, and so that's why we're here. Okay. I'm sure you're all happy about that. So Leslie talked a little bit about Rob Cohen. And I wanted to start with my words to talk a little bit about something we did at the administrative retreat. And actually that will be a theme that you'll hear a little bit this morning. And just as we do with the Parkland Pride Awards, where we recognize outstanding work and service of our staff, and that includes everyone. We got together, our core team, myself, Tim, Shell, and Leslie, and we wanted to look at a way to honor our administrative staff as well, with some recognition. And we kind of bounced some ideas around literally for about a year till we landed on this, where we have basically, it symbolizes a hard hat, and we, in our retreat, gave away several hard hats to individuals on our administrative team. And the hard hat was a symbol, and is a symbol, for some of the work. If you wear a hard hat, it's hard work, and you have to be protective of yourself and your team. If you wear a hard hat, you're probably a good teammate because you're part of a crew. If you wear a hard hat, it's dangerous, so you want to be protected. If you wear a hard hat on site, you're bridging the gap, you're building something new, you're pushing forward through the status quo. There basically were 4 areas that we looked at. So one of the things that we decided to do as we went through this, and those are just some of the categories, I'm not going to read them verbatim, was that we named the award the Rob Cohen Leadership Award. Now Rob is very humble. He is not a Parkland grad, he's an Allen grad, right? Okay. Good to know. But he has been a relentless advocate for public education and specifically students here in the Parkland School District. And he has a certain presence about him. He has a certain way with words. He's able to come up with the exact thing to say at the right time, especially there could be some things that are happening or a really heavy topic that needs to be discussed. He has the perfect words all the time. And not only does he have the words, but his actions follow that up. And we couldn't be more thankful and grateful. We are sad to see him go in the next few months, but we did name this award after him, and we felt it was very fitting. And at the retreat, we actually gave him a hard hat that was signed by every administrator. So once again, Rob, thank you so much for your time and your commitment. I'm not going to go through why everyone got this, but just so that you know some of the people behind the scenes, even in some of your buildings, you know some of these people. Here were the winners for the honorees for our administrative hard hats for this year. And certainly it was very, very meaningful for us. We took a lot of time to go through that, just like we do with the Parkland Pride Awards, which we'll go through in a little bit. But of course we had some fun with it as well. So if you know any of these honorees, make sure you say congratulations when you get a chance to. Speaking of honoring our employees and talking through that, I'm going to invite Nicole McGowan to just talk a little bit about the Top Workplace Award.
Hey, thank you so much. Welcome back, everybody. So you've probably seen this symbol up here on the screen across the district, and the reason why is because we're actually an 8-time winner. That means we've won this award 8 years in a row from the Morning Call's Top Workplace Awards. And this program actually feeds into a national Top Workplaces program, so it's actually a symbol that's seen all across the country. And new this year, Parkland earned an Education Industry Award ranking 8th among educational institutions in the country for those that employ over 1,000 people. And we stand among just 71 education top workplaces nationwide for 2025. So pretty big accomplishment, right? So this honor really matters to us, and I'll tell you why. It's built solely on confidential employee feedback. And that's the survey that comes out all the time here on opening day. So it measures 15 culture drivers, including alignment, execution, and connection. And our engagement exceeds national averages, strengthening our brand and helping us attract top talent from across the community. In 2025, our superintendent, Dr. Madsen, also received the Top Leader Award for large employers in the Lehigh Valley. And this was the second time that he's won this since he's been our superintendent. You'll see the Top Workplace emblem across our district, from letterhead and email signatures to our entrance doors, our hiring campaigns and recruitment materials, because we are celebrating this recognition together. Today, you're going to receive that survey link. Once again, it comes from the company Energage. That's an independent survey company that keeps all of your responses confidential. And we just ask that you take a minute and consider completing that. And we really just want to thank you, and I wish you the very best school year ahead. Have a great day.
Good morning, Parkland family. Hope everyone's doing well today on opening day. Everyone be very honest. Who had difficulty waking up with the alarm clock today? I did too. This past summer, though, did seem to go pretty quickly for all of us. Alarm clocks had to be turned on today to come back to here at the high school. The excitement that you brought, reconnecting with friends and colleagues this morning, was motivating for all of us to get started for this school year. As we shared our best wishes to those who have retired or changed location at the end of their last school year, opportunities were presented for new members to become part of the Parkland family. Being a new member of a team brings excitement, nervousness, and hope for a great school year. The experience of staff in this room today will ease the uncertainty for any new employee coming to join our team. I wanted to thank our mentors and current staff members who will work diligently to ensure our new staff members have a successful experience here in the Parkland School District. As such, it's time to meet new members of our Parkland family, which I'm sure they're going to love and enjoy every moment of it. At this time, I'd like to introduce all of our new staff that will be working with us. We'll recognize our new administrative staff within the school district. We will also be welcoming staff members who are new to Parkland School District starting this school year. We also have a few members seated before us today who are on the agenda for approval at tonight's school board meeting, so no pressure, school board, to make those approvals. As your name is announced, this is the part everyone's going to love. As your name is announced, if you could please stand in your space. So first, the newly appointed administrative staff within Parkland, the new principal at Schnecksville Elementary School, Mrs. Justina Barilli. School psychologist at Fogelsville and Ironton, Haley Hofflin. And elementary dean of students, Ms. Kristen Madera. We're going to start at Hedgehog Heaven at Citronia. So again, when you hear your name, please stand. Martha Bentoncourt, Allison Eckhoff, Mary Quinovic, Sana Imran, Nicole Savanda, and Nicole Wirtz. At Fogelsville, Erin Scanlon and Abigail Winkelspect. At Jandal, Kimberly Reese and Haley Sheik. At Kratzer, Adriana Abueli, Brooke Cobb, Brittany Lacates, Michaela Lucas, Patrick Shea, and Nicole Verazquez. At Kernsville, Stephen Bronzo, Ashley Dongvort, Christina Doddard, Alessandra Racino, Samantha Wurst, and Margaret Williams. Is everyone standing though? Can we see everybody standing? So gotta hold them accountable, make sure they stand. At Orfield Middle School, Alex Lopez, Christian Santos, and Nicholas Strobel. At Parkland High School, Christina Buetti, Daniela Hoffman, fan club, great. Ryan Mayberry, Tanya Ramali, and Derek Stroll. At Parkway Manor, Stephanie Anders and Annie Patselis. Springhouse Middle School, Abigail Raymer. In our Student Services Office, Leslie Gigliotti. At Schnecksville, Lee Curtin, Miranda Dygert, Olivia Nice, Kadia Reeb, Lauren Snyder, and Rebecca Young. In our Transportation Department, Earl Locke, Erica Lopez, Ebony Rivera. And rounding out the district at Veterans Memorial Elementary School, Stephanie Diamond, Danelle Dottery, Melanie Herman, and Tuba Lagliadere. And if there's anyone who I accidentally missed, I apologize, but you may stand at this time as well. Give them a round of applause. Congratulations and welcome to Parkland School District. At this time, I'll turn it over back to Dr. Madsen.
I feel as Tim went on, a few people decided not to stand when they were called, but that's our. Behind me on this screen, you have a listing of our vision, mission, and goals. It does say draft next to the goals, just to be aware that this is something that is brought to the school board for approval that customarily happens in either August or September. This year will happen in September. And just like all of you, part of what we did when we talked about what happened at retreat, we would review the past school year. And we wanted to look at, all right, how did we do? Where are our strengths? Where are areas that we can improve? What are the things that we need to do to create better opportunities for kids, remove barriers for you as staff, provide better resources, and communicate them? We had a variety of things that we looked at. The vision has stayed pretty consistent for a pretty long time here in Parkland. The mission, this mission up here is slightly different from what it has been in the past, and that was through some of the work of the comprehensive plan that was led by Kelly Rosario, and so that the mission changed a little bit. These priority goals, many of them are the same as they were last year, and there's a few of them that we've added and we've adjusted a little bit based upon the work that we did. And I think it's important that everyone in the district, from the school board all the way up, down the organization, horizontally, the best that we can, that everybody understands where we're headed, that we're rowing the boat in the same direction and we're moving forward. And this is some of the work that we did through retreat. These are some of the things that your administrative staff talks with you about as we review. We say, well, what are the areas that we need to do a little bit better? Or what are some things that we need to actually put in place or start to review? For example, one of them that's up there is a review of screen time. And so that's been a pretty hot topic. So cell phone use in schools, what we're doing with our students in not only in the elementary, but all the way up through. So that will be something that will be new that we're going to start to review and look at as we move forward during the school year. And that's something that we've reviewed as adults. It's not just for kids. One of the things that we started this past year during our administrative team meetings was that we weren't going to have our laptops out. Certainly if somebody was there to take notes as a group, they could, or for the group, but we really wanted people to be engaged. So we're seeing this, you're probably seeing it, you may see it, especially if you're middle school or high school teachers. And so that's an area that we certainly need to look at. But overall, some of these still remain the same. Focused on literacy in the elementary school is important. Promoting better mental health. Making sure that we have a safe and secure school. Making sure that our rooms are safe, they're warm and they're dry with the work of our facilities department. So we put a lot of time and effort into this, and we just wanted to make sure that the whole staff had an opportunity to see some of the things that we worked through and worked on this summer. So I do want to take us to the retreat for a minute, because in addition to goals and reflection and reviewing data, there was some heavy stuff that happened. We also had a little bit of fun with our team. This is a picture of at the end of the retreat. We went down to the pickleball place, the St. Luke's pickleball off of 309. And we had the whole team there to play pickleball at the end, the last hour and a half of the second day for retreat. Now, one of the things, retreat's a bad name for something like this when you bring your team together, because the last thing we want people to do is actually retreat. We want people to be engaged in the work and what we're doing. And so it was very interesting, because this picture is after people were sweaty, we had a pretty good time, but I can tell you beforehand, and you're going to hear a little bit about this as we move forward, we took a survey of our administrative team to see there were a couple categories that we could have. So one category is you could play and be competitive. You could just play for fun. You could just watch, or we could give you a lesson. We could get a lesson from an expert down there. And so, of course, when we gave the survey, I said to our team, well, everyone's gonna, is there anything other than playing competitive? Who would want to not play competitively, especially with our admin team? Well, it turns out that many of our admin team, about a quarter of the admin team, just wanted to watch. They just wanted to watch us. They watched everyone else. So there's like an area, kind of like up there in the balcony. You could look over the courts. They were just watching everyone else. Many people played competitively, like super competitively. Others started in like, hey, I just want to learn. And by the end of that hour and a half session, they were playing competitively. And we had a lot of fun as a team. And it was great because we got an idea of, even though we've been together for a while, some people for years, to see people in a little different setting with that bonding really made a difference for us. Because one of the things that we're working on at the retreat was communication. Communication with each other, communication with our staff, communication with the community. And so it was really impactful. And the other piece of the retreat was really to think about ourselves and how do we lead everyone, and then how can we work with others as we do this. And that's something you're going to hear a little bit from Pam and Michelle. Before I turn it over to them, though, you may not be able to see this very well from this picture, but there's one individual that joined us, and that's this guy. And so we had someone on our admin team who was very, very good pickleball/tennis player. And he came, and at first he said, hey, Now, I hope I'm not dating myself, but hopefully many of you know who that is. How many of you know who that person is? Actually, either of the two people. That's the first one. On my right, Bjorn Borg, right? Famous tennis player from the 70s and 80s. So at first, he showed up and he said he's Bjorn Borg, and I said, you don't really look like Bjorn Borg. I think you're more like Andre Agassi. And so Dr. G was much more like Andre Agassi. And he played, and he has some tennis in his background, and he was fantastic. He had a lot of fun, and we all had a lot of fun at this retreat. And it's really important for you to understand that as a team, just like you will reflect in May and June, how did you do in your classroom this year, or with the work that you have, we spend the same amount of time looking at how did we do as leaders, and what can we do better for you? Because it's not about us. And in fact, it's really not even about you, because it's about our kids. And so that's some of the work. And I wanted to make sure, we wanted to showcase a little bit of that work from the retreat. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Minotti and Dr. Kelly. They're going to take us through a little bit about what we did during this time.
Good morning, everyone. In full disclosure, I signed up for just for fun. And a little pressure from the team, I quickly called Kelly Rosario and said, put me as competitive, because that was the pressure. But we had a blast, and I love being competitive. And Dr. Kelly here was quite competitive as well, so we really enjoyed ourselves. But I just want to also take a moment to thank Dr. Madsen, because he really truly has a vision and this commitment to excellence on developing leaders. You do not see that in every organization. The fact that he's taking the time to allow Dr. Kelly and I to sort of invest in this leadership journey and try to help our leadership team, all of us, to expand and grow, as he said, to be able to develop ourselves, to be our best for our community. So Dr. Kelly and I are here just to share a little bit about that journey that already began, and again, to build stronger connections and ultimately a stronger culture of care in our organization. We already love Parkland, we know we're doing a great job, but how can we always revise and improve? And we were really blessed and grateful to be able to lead the retreat this summer with our teams, and it was centered around the theme you see above you. Okay, leading with purpose, navigating change, and shaping tomorrow. That leading with purpose part, what's the intention behind it? All of us have to be intentional when we want to do something really well. Navigating change and shaping tomorrow. We are all doing so much work right now to prepare our students for a future, which many of us don't even know what that looks like yet. So there's a lot of work that we have to put into that, and you've heard a lot of that work when we talk about Vision 2030. And for this symbol here, I just want to give a shout out to Renee Andrush, because she created this beautiful graphic for our team. As Dr. Madsen said, we learned through a DISC assessment what our own communication styles are. So we got to learn about ourselves, which was really interesting. And then we also got to learn about one another, which Dr. Kelly will share in a minute. And basically how they influence our teams. How do we work well together? And how can we work better with all of you and ultimately our students and our families in the Parkland School District? But they were amazing. They were very vulnerable and collaborative, and everybody did such a great job in just working together and just being really real with one another throughout this process. We used the John Maxwell principles, and they are really rooted in growth and how we can add value to one another. And Dr. Kelly is going to talk a little bit more about what that looks like.
Thank you, Dr. Minotti. And good morning. It is wonderful, truly wonderful to see all of you here today. And welcome to our new hires, and welcome back to all of our staff returning. So as Dr. Minotti said, we were very fortunate to be involved with John Maxwell this last year. And I guess I'm going to start at the very beginning. Who is John Maxwell? John Maxwell is a well-renowned leadership expert, author, and speaker. And at the heart of his teaching is one simple idea. Great leaders add value to others. As Dr. Madsen had said, it's not about us, it's not about all me, Michelle, it's about the kids. And so we really had a focus on looking at John Maxwell's work and how we can relate that to Parkland School District and our mission here. So this past spring and summer, our Parkland admin team dug in to Maxwell's work, building leadership skills and growing together. What made it powerful, really powerful, was to see our operations and our education leaders side by side, learning, collaborating, and growing together. You don't see this in all organizations. It's very siloed in a lot of places that you go, so it was fantastic to have that happening. And there's two specific highlights that Dr. Minotti and I wanted to share with all of you today that your admin team has been busy and up to in the last few months. The first highlight was a mastermind pilot. We launched a mastermind, I have visual aids here, on the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth book. Think of it as a leadership lab. Yes? Back one slide here. Lab coats included. So we had really a lot of fun. We had an incredible group of administrators learning, having fun, and engaging in meaningful professional development, centered around a lab idea. And the second highlight that we wanted to share today was the admin retreat, which Dr. Madsen had already talked a little bit about. At our July retreat, that mastermind group led creative presentations that were centered on specific laws by John Maxwell, making the experience engaging, memorable, and highly valuable. And I understand there's some videos out there from retreat that are quite entertaining, but they were really skilled and really a lot of fun. And then we used the DISC assessment. And the DISC assessment, as Dr. Madsen and Dr. Minotti mentioned, this is a powerful tool that helps you understand other people's personality styles and communication styles. And we use this to strengthen teamwork. And lastly, we were doing a lot of reading and a lot of studying. We explored several laws from another Maxwell book, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And this was, again, to help us grow our communication skills and teamwork skills. On the next slide, here we go, right here. There were 4 laws that we focused on at the retreat, and we're going to give a very quick highlight to those 4 laws. The first law, and you've been hearing the theme already, is the law of navigation. And this law, as we think about this school year, comes about from vision, planning, and teamwork. So no matter what department you're in as you sit here today, no matter what role you have, our greatest impact is when we navigate together and work together for the benefit of our students. And another quick overview on Law 2 is the Law of the Lid. And the Law of the Lid is a very simple and straightforward law. This law reminds us that there is no lid on our growth. There's no lid on our growth, and there's no lid on our students' growth. And the more that we can develop ourselves, the more we can expand what's possible for everyone around us. Basically, when we grow, when we bring our best, we can elevate others. And we hope to do that this school year so that our students get the best that they deserve. And Dr. Minotti will now touch upon laws 3 and 4.
Thank you, Pam. So the next law that we talked about was law of process, and really it states that leadership is not, it's actually developed daily. It's not in a single day. It emphasizes that consistent effort over time. All of you know this, when you're working on daily with your students, or if you have a specific goal, you set that goal, but it's really that daily intention that you have, and you see it through that process, and you have to prioritize that. So that was one key thing. And then the next law was the law of influence, that basically says leadership is about influence. Nothing more, nothing less. And so we're really excited today because we want to bring somebody up here that definitely has been very influential in the Parkland School District. You already saw him a little bit today, to talk and share his story with us. We are honored to introduce a proud Centralia alum who was a Parkland student, came back and was a Parkland teacher in Schnecksville in grades 2nd and 5th. He worked in curriculum and he's been the principal at Centralia. He's going into his 16th year. I think you all know him as Dr. G. And when we think about our district mission, educating for success and inspiring excellence, this embodies Dr. G. So we're going to bring Dr. Jamie J. Quino up to share the law of influence with our team.
Good morning. I can't stand behind a podium. This attorney staff will tell you I need to move around, and it is very nice to be here, and welcome back. And I wish everyone a great year ahead, and especially to the new staff here. Very envious of where you are in your career, because this is my 31st year here at Parkland, and it goes fast. It goes really fast. It seems like yesterday I was sitting right there, and Dr. Gary McCartney was up here speaking, and speaking of the law of influence, I remember how influential he was when, speaking. So I'm not Dr. McCartney. I probably am not as influential, but I'm very excited to share with you a little bit about my experience with this law. So, a relatively new interest, I wouldn't call it a hobby, is when we go to the beach. My family knows that in the morning I'm going to continue to wake up early, and I head out to the beach, and I enjoy collecting shells, right? Show of hands, if you saw the beach this summer. So as you look around, there's a lot of hands that are up, right? What's not to like about collecting shells? There's the sunrise, you're by yourself, my kids aren't asking for money, I'm not being told what to do, right? So it's very mindful experience. And what I do is I collect the shells, and now they know I'm also going to get a glass jar, and I get a label of where we were at. So this past summer, we had the good fortune to go down to Clearwater, and those are the shells that are now down in the basement. Joey's like, they're not in the family room, they're going to be in the basement, okay? And then a couple years ago, we were in Marco Island. So it's a relatively new interest, and this all started back in 2019 when our family went to Fort Myers. So, as Dr. Kelly and Dr. Minotti shared, it was after reading this book last spring and summer that text to self-connection was made and realized on the story in which I'm going to share with you, okay? And the law of influence. So, 2019, prior to COVID, 3 children, load up the car, driving down to Fort Myers, long trip. You know that feeling, a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, right? We were really excited. We finally arrive, okay, to Fort Myers, and we pull up to the house, and this is what we immediately observed. I don't know if you heard my mother-in-law, Sue, in the background. At the end, she's like, oh my gosh, right? And you heard it just once for 30 seconds, but if you could just put yourself in my lens, hearing that for 7 days straight, okay, all day. I have no clue what they were doing. The residents said they were stripping the top layer. It needed to be paved. The drainage wasn't good. This needed to be done, right? But from our perspective, it was maddening. And Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, right, from 6 to 9, I'm going to summarize what the energy was like on the balcony there, okay, when we were all sitting there. During the day, you're at the beach, it's good, but then you're coming home, you're getting ready, there's a pool, we're swimming in the pool, you also hear this beeping. So the first couple, we're having coffee and we're hearing this, and we all felt like really angry. We were robbed of a vacation. The realtor should have disclosed this information. It was, just unfair. This shouldn't have happened. I have to be honest, I was part of that conversation. I was at the table and I was joining in. It felt good to sort of complain and share, but then it was starting to get a little tiring, a little exhausting, and I realized it wasn't going to change. My mother-in-law, and I know some in the audience know my mother-in-law, she is a great person, very strong. She actually said nicely to the construction worker, stop. They didn't stop. They kept working. And then there was someone else then they joined, the neighbors that were next to us. So now the negative attraction is just growing. And I'm waking up Tuesday, and then Wednesday morning, tipping point. Tipping point for Jamie. Okay, and I'm laying in bed, and when you think of the law of influence, and I hope you're sitting thinking about who has influenced you in your life. Take yourself out of the story. Who has influenced you? And why have they influenced you? Okay? It's easy to think of the person who influenced you, coach, teacher, educator, but take a moment to think about why you've put that person in your mind. I had the great privilege to work with Debbie Miller and Dave Grimm in the curriculum department for 6 years. If you've been here a while, you know Debbie Miller, and sadly Dave Grimm passed away. Professional role model for me. And Debbie Miller in the curriculum department would always have a book with curriculum change. We're having a big elementary change. The title of that book was, "If you're riding a horse and it dies, you get off." It's an actual book. Okay? And it speaks to, you don't feed it. You don't give the horse a new saddle. Okay? You don't call the horse lazy. Okay? You get off the horse. I had to get off the horse. It's 4:30, I roll over to Jody, I'm like, I can't talk about this construction anymore. Even though I was in it, but it wasn't changing anything. It wasn't going away. And we all work really hard all year for one vacation. One vacation. And I'm like, this is going to be fantastic. It's going to be Saturday, I'm going to pack the car again. And what did I accomplish? Nothing but talking about construction. I'm like, I'm out, tapped out. Where are you going? Out of here. Out. So it's dark, and you see where the story's going. Go to the beach, and pow! Bam! Oh my goodness. Okay, 2019, I haven't been doing this for a while, and I'm like, I don't have anything to collect these shells with. What am I going to use? So I was like a young kid again, and I'm just picking them all up. Picking them all up, stuff in my pocket, carrying back my shirt, and I roll back to the place with all these shells. The whole group's still at the morning table. They're all still there, and I know what they're talking about, and you do too. They're still talking about construction. And for the last hour and a half, I'm feeling pretty good. And the construction's still there. So I walk up and I just sort of dump my shells on the big table. And I know what I'm doing then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Like, those are shells you buy at the seashell shop. Right? So Thursday I wake up. Oh, this is fun, because this is when I started to get teased by the family. Right? There he goes. Go get your shells. and I'm carrying my 2 pails with me. And I'm like, that's right, I'm gonna get my shells. You guys have fun talking about the construction again. Okay, so I go out, spend the next hour and a half. I come back with a ton of shells, right? Walk up again. There was a little more interest when I came back from some of the negative Nellies. Okay, and I get up there, and you know where the energy started? From the kids, because I have nieces and nephews, and they're like, Uncle Jamie, oh my goodness. And then the kids were engaged, and they're starting to sort the shells, and they're like, Morgan, 5th grader at Veterans, she's like, let's sort them by color or points, and let's make a princess necklace. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah. So then on Saturday morning, or Friday morning, a couple kids came with me, right? And then the best day was the last day of vacation, Saturday. Not everybody, I'll be honest in front of everybody. I didn't get everybody. But the majority, we all got up, and everybody left the construction, and we were all on the beach. And we were together, we were talking. It was vacation. And we took the shells and came home, and I'm like, that was really awesome. I didn't plan this, but there was intent, there was awareness, there was an act, and then there was a change, there was an attraction, positive attraction. Positive and negative attraction work the same way. And that's the law of influence. That's John Maxwell. I didn't know this in 2009. I didn't read that book in 2019. We need to be aware. First step. That's the important step. That's where it all begins. And then you need to move into some action. And we make that choice. No one makes that choice. You got to begin. And then the final part, which was the best part, was that attraction. And in this role, that's what you see. Working with kids, working with each other. This is the jar that's in my office, where it all started. You could tell it doesn't have a Fort Myers sticker because I didn't know where this was going. So if anyone visits Fort Myers, please get me a sticker and I will send you the money, okay, so that I could get a Fort Myers sticker on the shell. But it's a visual reminder every day for me, whatever works, that there is going to be construction. There are going to be dump trucks in our personal and our professional lives, much bigger than stripping the macadam, okay? We understand that. But there's, the Citronia staff would tell you, there are days that, you know, are really tough days, but we're in it together for our kids, for our students, okay? And we don't admire the problem. We get off that dead horse. It's a long year if you keep riding it. So the final shell, I have 2 vintage Fort Myers shells from 2019. And I'm going to ask you to check your row and seat number. And if your seat is called, I'd like you to come up. If you are in row J, 125, J, 125. And F208, F208. Closest seat to them. Come on up. Let's give them a nice round of applause. What is your name? Where do you teach? How long have you been teaching?
My name's Allison Hagerman. I teach second grade at Ironton, and this is my 4th year at Parkland.
Let's hear it for the Ironton.
I'm Chelsea Remuin. I teach at the high school. This is my 5th year.
All right, high school staff, give her some love. Hold on, the shells are talking. Hold on. I'm not sure if I can do that. All right. So, do you like games of chance? You like to take risks? Okay. This is for you. You can keep it. You're not going to lose that despite this game. Okay? Personal days. Pretty valuable. Okay? Now, I should have asked permission for this, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. All right? Mrs. Frisbee, Dr. Matskin, it's all good, okay? All right. I have some personal days. You have some personal days for this year. I'm going to ask you one question. It's going to be open-ended, okay? And if you get it right, you'll get one of my personal days. If you get it wrong, I get one of your personal days.
No.
You want to take it on? It's going to be a question what we were talking about. If you were listening just a little bit, you would do all right. Yes? Yeah, each of you. We'll work it out. All right, she said yes. Here? All right, we have 2 gamers. All right, so your question is this. The law of influence, okay? Grounded in research and theory, there are 3 action steps that each started with A. If you share one of those action steps with all of us, please. Just one of them. There were There were 3 action steps. Mark, can you go back a couple slides? Okay. 3 action steps grounded in research that you have to do. First, you have to do this, then that, and then this.
Awareness.
Let's give her a round of applause. All right. I'll give you one of my personal days. Did we get the names written down? Yeah. Yes, okay. All right, are you ready? Okay. You had the chance to come to Fort Myers with my family, okay? You are sitting at that table. Remember, I joined in. I was part of it as well. That Saturday morning, that last day of vacation, what would you have done and why? Would you have stayed at the table and joined the negative energy and the negative conversation? Or would you have come with the family and collected shells? Say that again. She was going to collect shells. All right, so 2 personal days. Deduct from me, give to them. Let's give them a nice round of applause for their participation. Thank you. Have an awesome year. Have a great year. Thank you for being good sports. So in closing, Parkland, I'll never have a chance to do this again, especially after today. Mark won't ask me. So I do, in sincerity, wish all of my colleagues, all of you, a wonderful year. I know you'll have some construction. I know there'll be some dump trucks, but we all have the ability every single day. Every day, we have the ability to wake up, come into our schools, and the law of influence. We have that ability to influence our kids every single day with what we do, what we say, what we don't do, what we don't say, with our students, with each other. So I hope all of you get to find some shells this year. Let's go, Parkland.
Another round of applause for Dr. Jamie J. Quino. I also want to just confirm that you will be getting those personal days. I did check with the team, so thank you. Now, Leslie Frisbee, so cross-check. Yeah, your hands up. Good job. So congratulations. That was a risk, Jamie, but great job. I loved it. So you just heard about influence, and the following individuals on our school community have had an impact for 30 years. Dr. G, congrats on being one of them. In tradition here, I'm about to read the names of the individuals who have completed 30 years or will complete it within this 25 school year. So, and this is accredited service in public education. I'm going to read the names, and like Mr. Crone said, I'm going to ask you all to stand, but I'm going to ask you all to stay standing until the end. So if you want to hold your round of applause to the end. Faye Pisco, Dina Daywall, Jen Reed, Kathy Bendikavitz, sorry. Thank you. Tracy Wanyo, Eric Roberts, Michael Geringer, Terry Meehan, Renee Mosser, Darren Evans, Kyle Wolf, Jamie Giaquinto, Stacy O'Neill, myself, Diane Kelly, Scott Bauer, Sandy Gockenbach, Althea Moyer, Christine Sarnicki, Melissa Danner, Steph Sikora, Barry Nykum, Matt Brown, Calliope Veliquez, Michelle Gannon, Jennifer Schmoyer, Brian Barone, Laura Kowalski, Desiree Hogue, and Darren Mendler. Round of applause. Congratulations. And as Mr. Crone said, if you missed anyone who completed their 30th year, if you were in service in a private school, and anything, please stand to be recognized too at this time. If you were in your 30th year and you've worked somewhere else. Congratulations to you as well. Thank you all for your dedication to public education, to serving kids in our community. We also like to recognize individuals who went to Parkland and are now employed in Parkland. If you went to Parkland School District and you are now employed in Parkland, doesn't matter how many years, please stand at this time. Dr. G, I think they found their shells. We love to highlight the Parkland pride and those of you who are loyal to Parkland families. So whether it's your first year or it's your 30th year, as you've heard a lot today, you've been influenced by someone who's inspired you. You all work so hard and your jobs are so incredibly demanding. So just make sure you take care of one another this year and you continue to have a positive influence on your students and those beside you. Thank you very much. At this time, I'm turning it back over to Dr. Miller.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna have a little fun. First of all, Jamie, once again, thank you. That was awesome. I've heard that story several times. Yeah, another round of applause for Jamie. Heard that story a few times. Actually, when I came here, he shared that with me. I have one of those coveted shells. I'm not sure which vacation it was, but I have one of those coveted shells in my office. And that's a great reminder for me a lot of times of some of the stuff and nonsense that you got to deal with. Yet, you know, you got to put the right face on for everyone else. And as teachers and staff, you have the same responsibility day in and day out with those kids. No matter what else is happening around you. What you do, what you say, how you act, all of those things will influence the way that those kids are going to respond. It's just as simple as that. So we really appreciate you sharing that. Jamie, you won't have to give up 2 of your personal days. All right? We will honor the 2 personal days and we'll take them for Mr. Bartman's allotment. But in all seriousness, make sure we get, if we didn't get the names, we get the names because you will be honored with each of you with the personal day. Parkland Pride Awards. This is something that that has a tradition that was started under Rich Snizak, the former superintendent. Something I love to do. I changed it slightly that we don't do it at the end of the year. Wanted to kind of do it as a surprise at the opening day back here. Plus it gives me a little more time throughout the summer to go through these, and we go through every single line that people submit. This year we had over 140 applicants or nominations for staff, and they were just unbelievable. Students nominating staff, parents, community members, colleagues, administrators, so on and so forth. We had about 40 people who had already received the Parkland Pride Award. And if you just, I feel like I wish I could almost share all of the words that are shared about our staff. And we talk about, and we purposely used influence as the theme today. Because if you don't think that you have the influence, just let me know, I'll send you the spreadsheet. Because it's unbelievable, the influence that all of you have. Not just the people who are being awarded today, but the influence that all of you have. Now I'm going to ask Tim Carones, he's going to help out a little bit here by actually announcing the names. If you are called, I know some may not be here depending on their position actually right now. If you are called, the only caveat is you do have to stand up, you have to come up here. We have treats from Josh Early's nonpareils. If anybody ever wants to know who does not like nonpareils, ask Mr. Carones. He's the only human being I've ever met that doesn't like nonpareils. But we have nonpareils for you. In addition, we do have a luncheon scheduled with all of the winners. So when your name is called, please come up. You're going to get this. You're going to come up on stage, and then you're going to stay up on stage. We'll get a picture with everyone, and then we will go from there. All right?
Just for the record, I know somebody else in this room that does not like nonpareils, but I will not call her out. All right, so how this is going to work, we'll be taking a snapshot of the quote from the nominator, and we will be reading a quote that the nominator gave for the employee, and then we will introduce who that employee is. So the first recipient, the nominator says, "I believe this is his true calling, giving kids who just need someone to listen and believe in them for a second chance." That is Andrew Bayshore, Parkland Behavior Support Program teacher at the Education and Operations Program. Come on up, Andy. We have walk-up music too, Andy. Isn't that cool? The next recipient, this staff member, is a kind and considerate person who always goes the extra mile to support the teachers. That is Cliff Simpson, custodian at Kratzer Parkway Manor. I don't know if Cliff is here. And just for the record, if anyone wins up there, you're still required to come down, okay? We'll just wait a little bit. All right, the next recipient. This teacher is one of the hardest working and dedicated teachers the nominator knows. They're supportive, considerate, and the reason the nominator enjoys coming to school every single day. That is Destiny Beck, Parkland High School. This teacher found creative ways to engage students and help them feel supported and capable. Congratulations, Emily Angelina, Parkway Manor. So far, everyone's been down here. That's pretty good. This teacher helped the nominator's son with his reading this past year, which has only heightened his love for going to school. Congratulations to Erica Kerr, Ironton Elementary. After years of unimaginable hardship, this teacher gave the nominator's son a moment of joy and belonging that will continue to inspire him. Congratulations, Eric Joella, Orfield Middle School. And the first winner in the balcony. Eric, I'm gonna keep going, but we'll see you when you get down here. This teacher took on a workload that doubled her expectations without hesitation because that is just who she is. Congratulations to Jennifer Koretsky, Springhouse Middle School. This staff member's commitment to our students and community shines through in everything she does. Congratulations, Jill Druckenmiller, head cook, Parkway Manor. This teacher creates a classroom environment that is inclusive, supportive, and inspiring. Congratulations, Jordan Hodge, Kernsville Elementary. This teacher goes the extra mile for students, giving time to provide support and build connections with anyone who might need a little extra boost. Congratulations to Joe Webster, Fogelsville Elementary. This volunteer's tireless dedication ensures our senior class enjoys a safe, fun, and memorable post-prom celebration. She is a wonderful role model and a true pillar of the community. Congratulations to Kristen Cavellis, Parkland High School post-prom chair. The nominator feels such comfort knowing their son has a kind-hearted school nurse who truly loves what she does. Congratulations, Latasha Snyder, Kratzer Elementary. This teacher creates a safe, caring environment that makes students excited to come to school. Congratulations, Laura Tomanai, Citronia Elementary School. This staff member embodies the true meaning of a counselor through his honest concern for students and has been a major influence in the nominator's success. Congratulations to Lee Rosado, Parkland High School counselor. This teacher's unique approach to teaching not only makes learning fun, but ignites a passion for knowledge. Congratulations, Megan Mara, Veterans, Memorial Elementary School. This staff member's passion for helping others and her ability to make a real difference in students' lives make her more than deserving of this recognition. Congratulations, Michelle Stroll, counselor, Kernsville Elementary. This staff member was the heart of the office and the school. Congratulations to Molly Hertz, Veterans Memorial Elementary, and now Parkland High School Athletic Office. This staff member goes above and beyond to get things done and help others. He is kind, considerate, and a huge supporter of the district. Congratulations to Nick Glauser, Education Operations Building, Maintenance. This staff member's genuine concern, support, and mentorship made the nominator feel safe, cared for, and inspired to give back to the community. Congratulations, Officer Amanda Sariego, Parkland High School School Resource Officer. We'd also like to thank South Whitehall Township Police Force for being here to recognize Officer Sarajevo as well. Thank you for your continued support of our school district. These recipients didn't make the season about the seniors or the starters, but made it about the whole team. This year was like no other. So there's a lot of them. Congratulations to boys soccer coaches Scott Mang, Ryan Kleintop, Andy Meeker, Mike Sprunk, Connor Burt, Kyle Eckhoff, Ben Sipling, and Justin Douglas. This teacher brought the nominator's shy and reserved daughter out of her shell. This teacher is truly the meaning of what being a teacher is all about. Congratulations to Becky Miltenberg, Schnecksville Elementary. This staff member always makes sure the kids are happy and get the attention and love they need each day. Congratulations, Tammy Hunsinger, Jandal Elementary. This staff member isn't just a bus driver. She supports students with positivity, thoughtfulness, and kindness. Congratulations to bus 46, Tina Lee, bus driver, transportation. And our final recipient, this longtime member of the Parkland community, didn't just serve his community, he made a difference, one that will be felt for generations to come. Congratulations to Ed Davis, former assistant to the superintendent for curriculum instruction. And accepting in Ed's memory is his loving wife, who also was a dedicated employee and service to the Parkland community, Ann Davis. Let's have another round of applause for our Superintendent's Parkland Pride Award winners. We've come to the time in the program where we are about to hear some words from your union leadership. Please welcome to the front Parkland Education Association President, Ms. Sandy Gockenbach, and the President of Parkland Education Support Professionals Association, Mrs. Liz Moyer.
So welcome to the 25-26 school year. I always ask Dr. Madsen, can I go first? Can I just get it over with? And he always says, no, you're at the end. So I'm at the end. I wrote this really great little story that I wanted to share with everyone and how I wanted to personally thank Mr. Cohen for all of his years of service to the Parkland School District. But Mr. Cohen had to leave, and he's gone. So my whole story about influence and all the good things had to leave. So I'm just going to tell you what happened. The very first year that I was the president for PESPA, I was invited to the best place to work in the Lehigh Valley dinner. And I've gone to a lot of business dinners in my time, but always as Barry's wife. I got to sit with all the other spouses and the girlfriends, and we'd talk about all the things we commiserated about. And it was easy. But now I'm going to a dinner on my own. So I tried to hide behind Sandy a little bit as much as I could, sneaking under the radar. But when we were seated at the tables, I sat next to Mr. Cohen, and I was nervous. We had a conversation that was just so lovely. He spoke to me through that whole dinner, and it just made me feel like I belonged there, like I felt welcomed, I felt like I was part of it, and I wanted to personally thank him for that because it kind of made things a little easier for me as I went on in my duties as your PESPA president. So anyway, that was the story I was going to tell about, being a paraprofessional that never is asked to do work dinners. But I wanted to thank Mr. Cohen on many levels because he has always been a big supporter of our support staff, and not just in words, but in the way he voted on things in the district and the way he spoke to us and about us. So if he was here, I'd really like to give him that heartfelt thank you from all of us. But the message that I was to speak to about today is about your words and your actions and how they matter. Whether it's with your students or other teachers, administrators, secretaries, our encouragement, like the way Rob talked to me, like that kind of encouragement and that kind of feeling that you give your peers, it really does matter. It changes how we feel about the day. And sometimes as a paraprofessional, I'm having a rough time with some students or something, and I'll talk to a teacher who's like, hey, you got this. Like, we're gonna fix this, we'll make it better. And it does, it changes how I feel about the day. And I've seen that happen to me many times. And so my hope for you this year is that you think about that when you're engaged with the kids, when you're engaged with your administrative team, your coworkers, the secretary, the custodians coming down the hall, like that you think about how your words matter to them and how you can change their day. So I wish you all a wonderful and inspiring school year ahead. I hope you can find people like Mr. Cohen and my dear friend Sandy Gockenbach who will inspire you the way she inspires me, and that you have a great year. So thank you for listening, and now I'm honored to introduce to you my inspirational friend, Sandy Gockenbach.
Thank you so much, Liz. It's an honor to be your colleague, but more importantly, your friend, no matter what trouble we sometimes find ourselves into together. And a good morning to all of you, Parkland teachers and staff. It's so good to see all of you here today, bright-eyed, energized, and pretending you didn't just spend the last 2 months trying to avoid looking at school district email. This is a special moment for me because I have decided it is my last opening day as your Parkland Education Association president. Thank you. It is time to turn the work of our union over to a younger and extremely capable crowd at the end of this school year. Over the past 19 years, I've been called many things as your president. Some of them repeatable in polite company. Most better left in a teacher's lounge or the superintendent's office. But one of my favorites came from our very own outgoing school board member, Mr. Rob Cohen, who once called me a class act after a board meeting presentation. Now, most of you know me well enough to know I don't always feel like a class act, but if Rob Cohen says I am, who am I to argue? After all, I think Rob Cohen himself is a class act. And if Rob were here, I would sincerely thank him for his dedication to the Parkland students first and foremost, as well as our teachers and staff. It has truly been an honor to work with him, And if he were here, I would ask you to give him a round of applause, but I think we should still anyway, because I do believe we're recorded, so he might see it at some point. So a round of applause for Mr. This year, with our district's theme of inspiration for our students and for each other, I can't think of a better way to describe what all of you do every single day. You inspire our students to dream, to try again when it's tough, and you inspire each other to keep showing up and giving your best, even when your morning coffee has worn off after second period. And if I'm honest, after 19 years in this role, I'm sentimental about stepping away. It has been one of the greatest honors and my life's work to serve you. Even when the times were tough, even when decisions weren't easy, and there were many that weren't easy, what carried me through was knowing I was standing alongside the most dedicated, passionate, and inspiring educators anywhere. So thank you for trusting me, for inspiring me, and for being the true heart of Parkland. Here's to a wonderful year ahead, and to all of you, the real class acts. Thank you.
Bittersweet moment, I know, for Sandy. We appreciate, as she very eloquently stated, her time here in various capacities, but certainly as leader of the Teachers Association, and the relationship that was able to be forged, well before my time with the school board and administration. And trust me, not always seeing eye to eye, and many times not seeing eye to eye, but being able to work through what we needed to and what the district needed to for kids with your eye on your staff. And so we appreciate your service, and we thank you for everything that you've done, and the district would not be where it is if it wasn't for your leadership. So thank you, Sandy. All right, I promise we're at the home stretch here for this morning. And I always want to try to give a little plug for our foundation. And we already talked about all of the things that you bring to this district, the energy, the creativity, the care. It's just it's a really special place. And it's not only special what happens in your classroom, but outside of the classroom, and what the foundation has been able to give back to our students and our community through their work and through your work, and also through your very generous giving. So last school year, through the grant process, the foundation provided back to the district $270,000 worth of grants back to our classrooms, directly to students. You all put out the applications, you wrote them, and now it's back into classrooms. But it's a direct result of what the foundation is in giving back to our district. Enhancing new programs, supplementing things that are happening. You know that not only for Parkland, but across the state, budgets are tight. And so the work that the foundation can help us with is really critical. And the piece that I'm probably the most proud of, and that I talk to all over the place, other superintendents, if I'm speaking somewhere, if I talk to folks about education, there's a variety of topics that I talk about in terms of support of public education. But one thing I come back to is the fact that in Parkland last year, you all, the whole staff, gave back to the foundation over $42,000 in the employee giving campaign. $42,000. That's the most that we've ever had, and that was last year. So give yourselves a round of applause. I also want to thank Lisa Irvin, our executive director of the foundation. I know that she is here. She is here somewhere, or she might be out there. Andy's pointing to her out there. We talked about this last year, and if you remember, we canceled that beginning part, so we were wondering, we're like, oh, is that going to change the employee giving, because we usually hand out the cards at this event. And it turned out that we had a record-breaking year, so maybe we should have done the same thing this year. But it's really important, I think, that you think about what it is that you can provide. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's family situation is different. But those are direct dollars, $270,000 going right back. And we are just so proud and thankful for all of our staff who gives back to our foundation. They did put a little bit of a video together that I'm going to show.
Hi everybody, Tori Morgan, Parkland Education Foundation. We're here at the Parkland Administration Building looking to ask some extremely important questions to our administrators. Let's go in and see if we can find them. They have a way of hiding from me, trust me. This is happening right now. Hi everybody, Tori Morgan, Parkland Education Foundation. We're here at the Parkland Administration Building looking to ask some extremely important questions to our administrators. Let's go in and see if we can find them. They have a way of hiding from me, trust me. This is happening right now. It's not happening right now. Hey, I got questions for you. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I need you right now. All right. These are quick answers. You don't need to shut that. You can talk and we can do it together. Mani-pedi. Save or spend? I know you, girl. Spend. Yes, amen.
Spend.
Online shopping or in-store?
In-store.
Oh, I like that about you. Dogs or cats?
Dogs. Dogs, 2 of them.
Rain or snow?
Neither. Snow.
Snow.
Snow days. I don't even know if they have those anymore. Oh, you gotta pick one.
No.
Pick one.
Sun.
Hurry.
Sun. Hot sun.
Good God, he can't follow directions. Window seat or aisle seat?
Window seat. Oh, window.
Aisle.
I'm an aisle. I'm an aisle because I don't want to be stuck there. What if I have to get out quick? Halloween or Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day.
Halloween.
Oh, Halloween's my favorite candy.
You're not scary though. You shouldn't like Halloween.
Oh, this is the best one. Shaving or waxing? Quick. Don't
Shaving.
forget. Okay. Wow.
Shaving.
Shaving.
Mark and Tim went shaving. Nobody went waxing. Ooh, that could get personal. Oh, you want to go backwards on that?
No,
you go to waxing?
I think this needs to get closer. I don't think you have it close enough.
Handwritten or typed? I think I know your answer.
Handwritten.
I know. She likes a pencil. She'd be a pencil if she could.
Typed.
Handwritten.
East Coast or West Coast?
East Coast.
East Coast.
East Coast.
Roller coaster or Ferris wheel?
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster.
Ferris wheel.
Sounds like you prepared for this today.
I did not.
Oh my God.
I felt like it was like a bonfire.
You did great. You were like bam, bam, bam.
The Education Foundation, we raise money all year and we ask our staff members, any Parkland staff member can write a grant. We have a team of people who read the grants, then we pick as many as we're able to fund. Our money comes from a lot of different sources. It comes from, caring community members, it comes from corporations. Also, some of really the most, I don't want to say most important dollars because they're all important, but some that are really special to me is our staff. We have a staff giving campaign. These are our teachers, our staff members who are already giving so much to our students, and the fact that they see value in what we're doing and that they too want to invest, it just means the world to me.
But we appreciate that. One of the things that the foundation has started this year, and I know that Michelle already asked how many of you were Parkland alumni. They began in the foundation Parkland alumni section network through the foundation. So they're really trying to gain interest and support from our alumni and an alumni network. So if you are an alumnus of Parkland, please reach out to the foundation. They're looking to expand and build this network even further. Again, we're looking for ways to grow and supply more resources for our staff. So the foundation is really truly a place that reflects some of the best work that we do in our district. And so please take some time. If you have not already received the cards, the employee giving cards, they were at the table up there. Make sure you take one and fill it out if you can, if you're able. It will be the only plug that I make for this, but I do think it's a special special thing and something we want to keep going here in Parkland. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Minotti real quick.
Hi everyone, we're talking about influence and all. Obviously the foundation does such an amazing job with our organization. I was asked today to just sort of give a highlight for another program in Parkland that has had an impact on our school community, and that is our REACH program. And REACH stands for Resources Enhancing All Children's Health, and we sometimes say, and happiness in the Parkland School District. So when you leave today and you go get your gift, there will be REACH magnets that you sort of see in the center at the top up there. Please take one, and if you have anything, you need anything yourself, or any of your students this year need something, please do not hesitate to reach out to the REACH team in Parkland. And some of you sometimes ask, well, what is the REACH team? Well, the REACH team is really this overarching umbrella. We have programs in the secondary schools, or we have our food programs, but we also have the Interact Club at the high school through Rotary that provides food to our elementary. And this umbrella really opens up pathways for any outside organization like a 501c3, and I know many of you know Parkland Cares, they do such amazing work with our students and they help us with our snack packs. This helps us create this pathway for any outside organization to be able to be part of our school district and continue to give to our kids. So I just wanted to let you know about that. Also the REACH team, we also do the snack packs, the winter and spring boxes, the backpack distribution, which yesterday we handed out over 156 backpacks, and they were filled with school supplies, and that's K-12 that we do that through. And they were filled with hygiene kits with toothpaste and toothbrushes from our favorite alum, Dr. Brett Lesavoy, so we were really grateful for that. And just a huge thank you to the REACH team, they do an incredible job. Huge thank you to the guidance counselors who helped to coordinate these efforts. And so many of you, every time we threw this out, we get over 100 people that want to volunteer to distribute these food boxes to our families. So if you notice anything in your building at all, please do not hesitate. You can reach out to the guidance counselor or just shoot an email to Parkland REACH, and we really appreciate your culture of care. Have a great start to the year.
The REACH program is another example of where we have so many wonderful resources here in Parkland, and overall, our families have so much at their disposal, but yet there is a large portion of the community and many of our students who are of need. And so the more that you can volunteer your time, provide some resources, provide some funding to some of these organizations, whether it's REACH, the Foundation, Parkland Cares, it makes a huge impact in the community. And we talk about influence, but just one little piece can make such a huge impact in students' lives. Specifically, students' lives that may be right in front of you in your classroom or on your bus or in the line at the cafeteria. So it's really critical, and we appreciate all of your support for that. Just real quick, we did mention this, that kind of did a little rebranding. It kind of started with the athletic department, just saying, hey, we want to be more consistent. We wanted to update the logo. We mixed in, got into our buildings. We appreciate the support from the administrative team and the staff to help out. Again, Nicole Magala and Renee Andrus with the actual final designs that we're doing. Don't worry, we're not plastering and changing signs and all this other stuff. As things need to be changed, we'll do that. Certainly if you want a copy of your building or your department, whatever it might be, reach out to us. We'll be able to supply that. There was at one point where I thought the mascots were starting to look like they're building principals. But then they AI'd it a little bit so that we could avoid doing that. But we certainly appreciate that rebranding that we had. Okay, so the final piece. I have to just thank our sponsors. When you leave here, you're going to go out. We have a variety of things happening that you're able to take some time. We're right on schedule and time. We're not too early and we're not late. So you have time to take a break. The weather is beautiful. Get out there, relax a little bit. We have food trucks available, and just take your time. We want to thank North Penn Custom Tees. So before we go, there's one more thing after this. So I need like 2 more minutes. North Penn Custom Tees, Army National Guard, Caves Margulis, Service Electric, Lehigh Valley Educators Credit Union, Misha Aesthetics, State Farm Insurance Agent Brad Mayer. I also want to thank all the food trucks that are here. We have Cactus Blue, Buns on the Go, Let's Go Coffee, Truffle Bar, and Mediterranean King. Make sure that you visit the tables. We have t-shirts for everybody with the new Parkland logo on it. We also have tables for the foundation, and we have a table for the Alumni Network, post-prom, the Parkland P necklace that we have. We're also doing the Harlem Wizards game again, so sign up for that. That was a lot of fun for those of you that did that. That's going to be December 7th. And finally, really important, new staff. We have a table specifically for new staff. So when you go out there, make sure that you go to that table to sign in. You're going to receive your gift, and you'll have some people there to say hello. So we appreciate everybody's time. Thank you to the technology department. Everything ran very smoothly here. Hold on, we're not done. Man, this is like, you know, the 8th grade class at the end of the year. We're trying to get out. We got one more thing. Maybe the best thing of the whole morning. So we're going to close. We have a special presentation of our dance team. We want to welcome to the stage our Parkland High School dance team, talented athletes, energy, precision, spirit. After 16 years, they finally received the bid to complete in nationals in Orlando in February 2026. Coached by Samantha Wilkes, second grade teacher at Foglesville. Give a round of applause for our dance team and have a great school year.